Hi friends, Pankaj again, and in this section we will see some of the missed part which I didn't cover in last three videos of the tRFC. So this is the tRFC part 4 where we will see some of the important concept. So here the first concept is that we will understand what is separate unit. Okay, what is the separate unit addition in the tRFC. So here we can see that call function, this is the function module name, this is the function module name, then we are giving the destination over here, right? And then in background task, and here we are having as separate unit. So this is the optional, but this is important one. So we will understand what is this. If you are not going to give this one, when the second time you are going to call the same function module, it will consider the same global data. Okay, what I mean to say that, let's go to the system, and here already I have created this program. Okay, and activate this one. It got activated. See here, this is the function module name which I am calling in background task. That means it is going to become our tRFC function module. Double click over here, and if you go inside this function module, what I am going over here, this one global variable I have declared for this particular function module. If you double click over here, you can see that under the top include, I have created this particular variable. Okay, so now what I want to show you, when first time we are going to uh, run that particular program, it will call this particular function module, right? Just forget about this exporting parameter. This I have kept for some another purpose. For the second part of the for the second question, I will show you this exporting one. Forget as of now this exporting. Come once again inside this function module and just observe this particular global variable. What I am doing over here, I'm adding the 10 into this. Okay, if you double click over here, you can see that this particular variable is of type int1. Okay, just go once back. So when first time it will run, what will happen, that its value will become 10. Now when the second time I'm going to call the same function module, okay, here you observe that in separate unit I'm not writing. Okay, in separate unit, uh, in separate unit we have to write, let me check the syntax. As separate unit, actually not in separate, as separate we have to write as separate unit. Okay, as separate unit. If we're going to write this as separate unit, it will not consider the previous value of that global variable. Okay, so here in this particular case, as separate unit will not have any impact over here, but here, you know, it is going to have the impact. So it will not consider the previous value when you are going to call the same function module. You can see this is one function module, right? And this is the different function module. If this different function module is sharing the same global variable, that means if it is the part of the same function group, okay, then it will use the updated value if this addition you are not going to use. If as separate unit addition if you are not going to use, if both the function module are part of the same function group. Why? Because both the function module will share the same variable, and because we are not using as separate unit, so whatever the previous data will be there in the function mod in the function group global variable, the same data going to be used over here, because it is going to be called in the same context. That's the meaning, is that that is actually the same context. Okay, and if we're going to use that as separate unit, it will be called in a different context. So again, another memory area will be created and fresh global variable will be initialized. if we're going to use this as separate unit. Okay, let me show you both the function module I have kept under the same function group. So go to this attribute and the function group, you can see zbt underscore fg. Let's go and check the second function module. This is tRFC employee address update, and this is tRFC employee manager update. Two function module we are having. Okay, so here also if you come and see zbt underscore fg, so same function group we are having, right? And here if you come and I will just write one more statement about that variable which I have used. Just go back and this is the global variable which I have declared. I will just use in this function module also. Come over here, control V equals to, just give this one and plus 10. Okay, so this function module is getting called in second time. Okay, this function module is going to get called in the second time. First time is going to call employee address, second time going to get called employee manager update. Okay, activate this one, activate, put the breakpoint somewhere here. Okay, and I will uh, see now. Press F8. Okay, and then just press F6. So this employee address update function module would have been, you know, under the queue to get executed once the commit work get triggered, right? As we have already discussed that this will be go into and set into a queue. Once your commit work will going to get triggered, going to get executed, then that particular statement, you know, all both the function module same as in update function module is going to get triggered, right? So go, I have to enable uh, the change debugger profile here, update debugging, then only it will go and stop once it will execute this, once it will come to this commit work. Okay, so for that purpose we have to go into the setting, and you might not be able to see the setting, it is hidden. Okay, for me it's visible. Go to the settings under the debugging. Okay, and change debugger profile and enable this update debugging. Okay, now come over here and press once again F6. Okay, once you press F6 it will open one external session and it will trigger that particular function module. Okay, the two function module is there, right? tRFC employee edition update and tRFC employee uh, manager update. Let me see why it has not stopped over there. It is supposed to stop. Okay, it is supposed to stop. Some maybe it has not got the free session, that's why it was not able to uh, stop over there. So no problem, I will just free some session over here and I will try once again. Okay, I will try once again and display this RFC state. Fine, come into debugging and I will press once again F6. Just come out, I will just come out. Okay, and once again I will just press F8 and I will check if this time it is going to trigger or not, because now we are having the free session. Okay, so in background task, that's fine. In background task, this is also fine. Commit work, this time it should trigger because we are having the free session. It's not triggering. Okay, so what I will do that I will put the external breakpoint over there because it's not getting triggered, it should ideally get triggered. Okay, so for the safer side, what I will do that I'll put the external breakpoint. Okay, just go back and here also I will go and put the external breakpoint. So this time it should stop now. Okay, just to go back and run once again. Fine. Press F6. F6. F6, and let us see if this time, and you can see this time now it got stopped. Okay, so first is the employee address update, and press F6 once again, and now I'm going to press F6 here. Just observe this one, currently it's 0. You can see currently it's a 0 because it has initialized with 0. Press F6 and it will become 10 now, right? Once again press F6, you will come out, and you can see the second function module is getting triggered now. And when the second function module is getting triggered, because it's sharing the same memory area, okay, right, and I have not used as separate unit, it is, considering the previous value, it's still the previous value is there, right? You can see that, and it's just going to add 10 in the previous value. So 10 plus 10, 20, right? You have seen 10 plus 10, it has become 20. Okay, I was keep on pressing F6, that's why I have come out, no problem. So you would have observed, right? Once again I will show you, maybe if you would have missed, press F8, come once again, press F6, 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 F6. Okay, again it will trigger this one, right? And you can see that this time again also initially it is 0, but now it has become 10, right? And press F6 once again it will open this particular function module, the second one, manager update. First was the address update and second is the manager update. Press F6 once again, press F6, F6. Okay, and here now it will become 10 plus 10, 20, right? So this is the meaning of same context. The function module is getting called in the same context as earlier, but now you don't want to, use the uh, earlier global variable value, right? For the local variable we don't have to bother, right? So whatever we are going to declare inside the function module, that is going to be our local variable, right? We know already here whatever you are this work area and all, for this we don't have to bother, it will be always in the separate context. Whenever it is going to get load, at that time it is going to be populated accordingly. But whatever the global variable is there, that is, that is the matter of concern over here. Now I don't want to use the previous global variable, so I'm going to use this as separate unit over here for the second function module. So wherever you want to use in the different context, you can enable this as separate unit. Okay, press F8. Now I will show you, and press F6. Okay, press F6 once again. Now come over here, click on press F6. Once again it will get trigger. Initially it will be 10 only, right? Initially it will be 0 only, now it will become 10. It is a 0, right? Now it will become 10, right? And once again you come, see, it's initializing, right? Again it is going to call in the different context, that's why it is coming this point. Earlier it was not coming, right? So I'm just pressing F6. I have come over here, and you can see this time again it got initialized with 0. This is my second function module, manager update. Earlier in the manager update, if I was using without addition of the separate unit, it was considering the previous global variable. Okay, that's the meaning of as separate unit. This I wanted to share with you. And here now it will again become 10 only, right? Not 20, 10. So this is as separate unit. Press F8 once again and come out. So you understood what is the separate unit. Okay, let's stop over here, and in the next part we will see that how we can achieve the SAP LUW using the background task. That means using the tRFC. Okay, so let's meet in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. Have a nice day.